Hello, it's Trifecta here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to change the manufacturer name and model name of your virtual machine in VMware Workstation. I have already done this, as you can see in the image, and the reason this is helpful is because tech support scammers use programs like msinfo32 and DXdiag to check if you're running a virtual machine. A lot of people do hide the VMware icon from the notifications bar, so they do check msinfo32 and DXdiag. Anyway, you can easily edit the system name with a registry edit for system properties. However, this doesn't change msinfo and DXdiag, as these read the manufacturer and model directly from the BIOS. Therefore, to change them, we need to make some adjustments to the BIOS of the virtual machine. So to do this, you're going to need 3 programs. Obviously your virtual machine software. In this case, I'm using VMware Workstation, and this tutorial will be tailored towards that software. You will also need 7-zip and a program called Phoenix BIOS Editor. All links will be provided in the description below. So, to get started, you need to determine the file path of the virtual machine you're using. This can usually be found in documents. However, if you can't find it, you need to just open up VMware, power on your virtual machine, and click Ctrl D to open the settings. Once here, go to Options and click Advanced. You will see a file path next to Configuration. You want to copy this file path and browse to it in your host machine. Once you're at the file path, just make sure that your virtual machine is now powered off. Once you're here, you want to look for the file that has the name of your virtual machine and ends in the .vmx extension. You want to edit this file. I'm using Notepad++. Once you've opened it, simply minimize it, as we will only need this later. So, after you've done this, you need to open 7-zip. Once you've opened 7-zip, you need to browse to the install folder of the VMware Workstation. From here, you need to click x64 and locate the VMware-vmx file. Once you've found it, you want to right click on this and click Open Inside. This will enter the file in 7-zip. Once inside this file, you want to enter the .rsrc folder, enter binres, and look for the folder which has the largest size. In my case, it's the 1042 folder, but this may be different for you. Like I said, just look for the folder that does have the largest size. You want to enter this folder and drag the file name 6006 to your desktop. Now that the file is on your desktop, you need to rename it to whatever you want your BIOS to be called. In this case, I call it Trifecta BIOS, and after you've renamed it, you need to add a .rom extension to the end. This is very important, or it won't work. Once you've renamed your file, you need to open it in Phoenix BIOS Editor. Make sure you open Phoenix BIOS Editor as administrator, or it will not work. Let it load in, and when it is loaded in, you'll see loads of different windows. You need to click on the window called DMI Strings. In here, you'll see the details of your virtual machine, which you would see in programs like msinfo32 and DXdiag. From here, just double click on the text you want to edit and change it to what you want. Do make sure you put apostrophes around the text, or it will not work and it will just display a hex value and it will not register correctly. So now that you've finished editing your BIOS, click Ctrl and U, and Phoenix BIOS Editor will begin to build your new BIOS. Once it's finished building, you want to save the new ROM and exit the BIOS Editor. Once you have your new ROM file, you need to navigate to the directory of your virtual machine. In here, you need to place your new edited ROM file. Now that you have your edited ROM file placed, you need to open the .vmx file, which I told you to open before, and you need to add the following line to the bottom. If you don't want to type it in, I will add it to the description, but the line is BIOS440.filename equals speech marks whatever your BIOS file name is. So in my case, it's Trifecta BIOS.rom and then close speech marks. When this is done, save the file and then you can power on your virtual machine. So that basically concludes today's tutorial. If you followed everything correctly, guys, when you run msinfo32 or DXdiag in your virtual machine, you will notice that the manufacturer name and model name will be changed to whatever you entered in the Phoenix BIOS editor. So that's it for today's video. I hope this was helpful, and if it was, please leave a like. I put a lot of effort into this tutorial, and it would mean a lot if we can smash 5 likes on this video, guys. Once again, thank you for watching. I've been Trifecta, and goodbye.